Hello and welcome everyone to, Game 2 of our Final Fantasy V Career Day Bingo Tournament finals match between Judge Joe and the Seawolf1. Those of you who were here before may have seen Joe win Game 1, which was a 3-line mixed bingo. Today we have a 5-line boss hunt bingo. Let me welcome into the commentary booth a guy who have not worked with in quite a while, but great to be with you again, IB Karma. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm excited. Haven't got to really do much with the tournament over this season, but excited to see what happens here. I know we're in the finals. JudgeJoe's up 1-0. We got some interesting stuff on the lines here. I see X Death right off the bat, which is kind of interesting. Leans you into he's taking up a row, a column, and a diagonal.
Yes, that's Castle X Death, so he will be deep in his castle waiting the racers.
Other interesting ones to note. Shote's always fun. Minnow's on here. A panda is always the favorite, and then I don't remember if we had the goblins in this one or if we had an actual Ned. I think we have goblins shuffled in, right?
Yes, goblins are on the board as a replacement for Ned, so that means the final boss spot is a random boss, which we probably won't see, but you never know. And also, I want to mention that Omni is on there too, and Stalker. Ugh, yeah, there's quite a few rough ones.
Mm-hmm. And they're mixed in a way that they block two possible lines each, but most of them don't block the same line. So it's going to make it, they have to clear at least one or two of the difficult encounters to get their 5 lines.
Indeed. Go ahead.
I was just saying, if I'm looking at this, the one I'm probably hoping to clear, because it's essentially all easy, is the last column.
Sorry, I clicked off the.
It's
wrong...
Here You Plant, Chimera Brain, Timmy, the Goblins, and Wing Raptor. So pretty much all simple fights. Timmy can be a little rough sometimes, but if you have certain abilities, he's free.
Yes. That should be interesting. You know, Joe is so fast. I think we agreed when we were talking earlier that he might be the favorite here. But if you get stuck on a certain boss, gives you trouble. Maybe would be smarter to leave. Maybe you don't have the right tools to take it down. There's the opportunity there for Seawolf to take advantage, and we're pretty proud of him the way that he's played in this tournament so far, making it through the finals, getting through. I think all of his wins have been upsets. So, but we all knew he was good. We all knew he could do it. So, happy to see that.
Yeah. So a little background. This is JudgeJoe's very, very accomplished runner, multiple games. Very good at this game as well. Seawolf, I think this is the deepest run he's made in the tournament. One of the Final Fantasy Career Day tournaments. So excited to see how well he's doing, and really hoping for a game 3. Honestly, I kind of want to see him pull out because I want to see a blackout. I've heard. I guess we haven't got to see one yet, and it was something that when we were putting this together, we came up with a lot of ideas, and a lot of them kind of got shoved into the game 3 tiebreaker. So if we do get to see it, you get to see things like weapon randomization. You get to see all worlds open, all key items. You can see quite a few little settings that we don't normally use, because we wanted to make the blackout not a super long seed, but we wanted to make it fun too.
Yeah, I will be. It's a dancer start, by the way. I will be rooting for Seawolf also, if for no other reason than to see that not blackout, but what is the sort of a box out bingo where if you get a tile before your opponent,
lockout.
It doesn't really. Yeah, lockout. There you go. Thanks.
Yeah, I said the wrong word. That's my fault.
Me too. I couldn't think of the term. off the top of my head. Dumax in the pirate cave. Well, it might be handy if we get forced into Berserker or something. There was a hint that we saw in the Karnak Castle escape, and it was that mountains are barren. So that would be North Mountain 1 and 3. You can probably pretty convenient to skip those. What else is a mountain? It's something called the Hiryu Valley is a mountain.
Well, here's the issue. Our hints don't count that we're doing boss bingo. So they're telling you there's no key items there, but that doesn't mean your bosses aren't there.
Absolutely. There might be bosses there that we want to kill, and North Mountain, at least in World 1, is a pretty quick check, so you might end up going there anyway. We do have Seawolf on his way to get another hint here, which is at the World 2 library. His move is to go to World 2 early. I've seen him do it in all of his seeds. Shrine Pages World 3 is the hint.
An interesting thought here is this version of bingo, I probably wouldn't even be focused on the hints. The hints aren't even what's important in this seed. The important thing is just the boss checks at each location. I would probably just be focused on getting as much loot as possible. I do like the World 2 play. I'm a big fan of Muwa early. Checking your tablet early. You can get some pretty strong things that'll break the game. That way when you're looting and doing your World 1 kind of routing, you might be able to even get a clear or two on a boss fairly quickly. So I actually like the early play into World 2. I'm a big fan.
Yep, about the hints, they probably won't be all that important, but you might need to sort of know the way to get into the void to do checks near the end, and that's where things could get kind of interesting with paths diverging. Cave areas have no values. Another hint. That's quite a few things as well.
I've seen Mimic and Meteo so far. And a gold hairpin. Oh, Chemist. I didn't even see that one.
But will we use it?
No, I wonder if he's taking third here. He took Chemist and he took... Okay, he's taking Mimic.
Yeah, Mimic is pretty cool. I don't love it early.
The gold hairpin was interesting.
On that one. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if we have a spellcaster, it can be great. Not sure if we've picked one up yet, though.
I don't think so. He's got Chemist and he's got Dancer, as far as I know.
Yeah, Joe is is about to fight the Wing Raptor fight, the first boss fight in the game, here in the Wind Shrine, and it's doing it with Dancers, so I assume he got something decent to take this first boss on with.
I think I saw... I don't remember what I saw. I know he was buying a couple of things. I assume even with basic weapons, if he gets a good sword dance off, it's probably still going to do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a dragon sword.
Actually, yeah, that's a win right there, because she only has half of the 250 HP. Megissa down. Dragon swords are really good for the first fight or two, I would say. Or 3 at most. Oh, and a free tablet. There's a 4th tablet. That's a nice start. That means you can go back to Kuza if there was more good stuff there that you wanted.
So
and some other rewards here.
Oh, Time Mage
Crystal. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
He's going to get to take Meteo.
Oh, yeah. It might go right back and grab it then. If he didn't.
Well, he hasn't been there yet.
Oh, Joe hasn't. Yeah, you're right. Joe hasn't been, but he'll be able to take 6 things out of Kuza when he goes. And if there's Meteo in there, he'll almost certainly take it.
Yeah, I assume he's going to be taking Chemist, Meteo, Gold Hairpin as one set. Because that's just going to let him do a little bit of Meteo spam, which is going to get him through a lot of the early game. It's a little slow, but, I mean, it just almost insta-wins against most of World 1.
Yeah, in fact, it becomes a little bit boring how strong it is, because there's really not much that can stand up against it. But also, Joe got Black Mage in the Bard House in Lix. That's pretty amazing. I wouldn't expect such a good job so easily found in the early game. So that's two really strong jobs.
I don't remember what we had all the. I don't remember if we kept everything just plain normal settings for this one. I know we adjusted a little bit when we were making these seeds. We adjusted each flag set just a tiny bit. And I know one of them,
Yeah.
I think we did tweak the tiering on just slightly, but this one looks like it's 15-3. So it just happened to roll up.
Yep, and I mean, every once in a while that happens. That's why behavior is all right. We saw that already. That's why you gotta, do a lot of looting in this rando. You never know what you might get. Marigine here, and the canal goes down to Dragon Sword eventually.
And this is a bingo square.
Oh, and she's on the board. Very good. Yeah.
This is gonna be our first bingo square.
Looks like we did a dance to confuse her. She knocks herself out of confusion, wasting her turn, and that's going to be a bingo tile for Joe. See what the reward is here, if anything.
First one on the board for Joe, and you see a similar thing going on here. You see the dragon sword going on all the people, or at least most of the people for Seawolf, just because, like Dra said, for the early game, it's just going to destroy the first 2 or 3 fights.
Joe did get the falls page. That's a ways off, but we might end up going there. Or we might be doing something like checking the front gate of the falls because it's quicker than running all the way through if we're near the end of the 5-line bingo and just looking for a boss or two.
Now, in Joe's spot here for me, he can do some cleanup if he wants after this, but I also don't hate him just going to World 2 to check his tablets and other things. Check some of his early looting. Because, like I said, if he gets the Meteor, he could just rush something like Waltz Meteor or the Castle check in World 2 and just get a boost of experience.
Sure, yeah. I would definitely be going to World 2 soon if I was Joe, if for nothing other than Kuza. Meanwhile, he's fighting the Sandworm, which is a good Dragon Sword target because Sandworm's in the back row, but Dragon Sword doesn't care about that stuff, so we'll get this down without too much trouble. Nice to see Sandworm early just to get it out of the way because it's a really quite an annoying boss fight, and I don't think I see it on the bingo board.
It is not. So we've gotten... So in Final Fantasy V, there's, I think, 40-ish boss fights, and we're only wanting 25 of them.
Yeah, I think there's
actually
40, even more.
42?
I think it's closer to 50.
Is it closer to 50? I knew the number at one point, but I'm going to be honest, it's been a while since I played.
Yeah, it's a lot, and plenty of bosses that we will kill, like in the case of Sandworm there, are not going to be on the board, but that's part of the fun of it, Meanwhile, Seawolf did clear the Wind Shrine, got the 4th tablet, went back to Kuza, and so Seawolf making 2 trips to Kuza before Joe's going at all. Now Seawolf just picked up Meteo. He has Time Mage as well. I expect him to lean into that, and the longer that Joe fades it, that might actually be slowing him down.
Yeah, because we're getting Meteo. We're going to go spam some easy fights. We've got a gold hairpin. One of his guys is going to be a little bit overpowered here. Like I said, I don't hate just landing in front of the Waltz Meteor? Is that the one? Yeah, Waltz Tower Meteor. Yeah. I don't hate him landing in front of Waltz Meteor and just nuking it for experience, but it looks like he's just going to take the canal fight.
Yeah, Waltz Meteor, maybe, when we did some revisions to the rando, we actually increased the HP there, so it's 3,000 now instead of 1,500, so it gets a little bit harder to win that fight, but it's more in line with the other meteors in terms of HP and difficulty. There was a hint about something to do with the trench, but I missed exactly what it was.
I also did not catch it.
Not too big of a deal. Here's the required Mirror Gene fight. Seawolf also using the Dragon Sword ability.
So we
Probably
run
doesn't
into
have the MP to cast Meteo yet.
we run into a Gilgamesh. Funny enough, 4 versions of Gilgamesh, we have none on the board.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't even notice that. There's almost always a Greg on the board.
So
Wow.
you were right,
And
by the way,
there's,
49 bosses.
Yeah, I knew it was like high 40s, depending on which ones you count, you know. Do you count the final one? Do you count Castle Exdeath? If you count them all, it's pretty high, yeah.
Yeah, if we're going there, I think it's 50, 51. I just counted what we have on our tracker, and the tracker is 49.
Okay, yep.
And the tracker, I'm pretty sure, doesn't have Ned, but I think it has Exdeath1 actually, so it might be 50.
Yeah, I put Exdeath1 on my tracker. I forget if it's on the standard tracker, Stryzer's tracker that most people use. Probably is.
And that wind slash is going to be a wipe.
Joe goes down. Seawolf catching up fast, but you know what? Is it possible that... Oh, no, he does have Time Mage set up and to go. He didn't have it activated before because he just didn't have the MP to cast Meteo, but he might have it in it by now.
Yeah, now Joe's going to go check and get his items. We're going... Oh, okay, he just went... Felt like that was a little bit longer than just going to the right.
I don't normally go that way, but I've also never timed my my path to the castle.
I'm pretty sure that had to be a little bit slower, but maybe he was thinking of something else. Just instantly grabs Chemist. I mean, I don't hate instantly grabbing something when you see it, because like if it's good, because you've got 6 things you can pull. It's not a big deal. Like he's grabbing Dark Matter, he got Chemist. That's fine.
Yep, those go together. He sees Meteo, he knows to take that immediately as well. He remembers that he has Time Mage.
I wonder if he's just gonna spam pick up this gold hairpin immediately on this second tablet pull. No, he's gonna go check everything else first.
Seawolf trying to Meteo the Sandworm. That's a rough one. Although it worked. He got a Space Rock to hit. And probably one hit was good enough. Joe just deciding what things he also takes Mimic.
I think you take Mimic, you take Gold Hairpin, and then yeah, I'd say just Staff is fine.
Yeah, there's Exdeath, Castle Exdeath is on the board, and Castle Exdeath is weak to Holy. So if we get the Holy Spell, we'll be able to boost it with the Sage Staff. And I think he even took a Turtle Shell, which is a useful mix item.
He did not take Gold Hairpin, he took Turtle Shell.
He didn't take Gold Hairpin? Oh my god.
Did not take Gold Hairpin at all.
So that's I love that for Time Mage because, yeah, Time Mage, that Meteo costs a lot of MP. Or even Black Mage, if you want to spam some damage, some elemental damage spells and such.
Yeah, I know shopping, since we found Black Mage pretty easy and early, I would be just praying for like a, for Break and Doom, just so I had some instant kills. And I do want to say welcome raiders. We had a raid of 10 pop in while we were talking earlier. So thank you, Waffle Soup, and the raiders that have come with you.
Welcome Raiders, this is the finals game 2 of the Bingo Randomizer Tournament, Final Fantasy V Career Day. 5-line boss bingo is what we're at, and we saw something about Barrier Tower has a key.
Walt's Tower key.
One tower to get into another tower.
And that first tower is not very fun, and the tower it leads to is very quick. So it's kind of a conundrum. We're finding a lot of bosses that we don't need.
Aqua Rake after beating Sandworm, not very cool. Seawolf just beat the Cray Claw. Let's see if he gets a reward here. Wow, Joe is making a surprising play going early to the library. Oh, what was that reward? I don't think it was a key item.
Early to the library, and we have a T-Rex.
That's on the board, from what I recall. Lower left corner, yes.
It is a corner, so it is blocking a diagonal and 2 rows.
I'm thinking Joe does not have a Phoenix Down, but he does have that Sage Staff, which is 8x damage against undead. Plinks the T-Rex to death pretty quick.
Yeah, he had a Phoenix Down, but he only had 1. So he didn't want to drop it on, a sub-key.
That is that opens up a lot of stuff, and a lot of times the front of the library gets faded, so we'll have to pay attention if Seawolf goes there or not. We're almost certainly going to need the sub key to complete the seed. Meanwhile, fighting against Leviathan with Meteo is really nice because that's an annoying boss, and he's out of the way in 1 Meteo cast.
Again, we're a lot of our World 1 bosses are not on the board, and that's a steamship key.
Which meteor are we at? Is this Tycoon Meteor or Karnak Meteor? I'm gonna have to check real
Karnak, quick. I think on Seawolf.
Yeah. Okay.
Has steamship key, so steamship key is right by where it's used. Cool.
Yeah, we'll probably always going in right away immediately. So got the key item, doing that, and we know the Karnak Escape at least has some pretty good loot, so should be good for looting on the way out.
Yeah, I like it. It's got good loot and 2 boss checks. I mean, it's a lot of bang for your buck when you're doing 5-line boss bingo.
Yep, Joe trying to... There's not really very many quick ways to kill Archaeoavis. He doesn't want to cast Meteo 5 times, but there are 5 forms that you have to kill, so he was doing a little dragon sorting. Might have to do a little more dragon sorting, and this one's going to take a little while, but we'll get there.
Well, I think what he tried to do is he tried to push the first phase or 2, so he only had to do this like a couple of times. Like we're already through phase 4, so as long as he's got enough for 1 more cast, we're going to be out of this pretty handily.
One of the nice things about Dragon Sword is that it does steal MP, so if you use some MP, you can actually get it back with this ability on. And yeah, it should be done soon. Oh, it looks like the last form, might not have the Meteo for it.
And did we have Archaeavis? We do not have. We did have Archaeavis. Cool. Archaeavis is top of column 2. And Twintania. We have another board member bottom of that same column, actually.
Yeah, column 2 is looking like the could be the first bingo, although X-Death in his castle is part of it, which means that we would need the key items to get there, and Joe gets the big bridge key from that spot he just cleared.
Well, speaking of the key items for X-Death, in order to get to X-Death, Castle X-Death, we need both the bracelet and the anti-barrier. And with the settings we have this kind of in our standard race settings. We just made it a boss bingo instead of anything else. They still need to clear Castle X-Death in order to get to World 3. So with how many bosses we've seen that aren't required, it's very, very likely that we need to do. It's very, very likely that we need to get to World 3 at this point already.
Seawolf did get the anti-barrier, but from clearing the steamship boss, and is now looting the Karnak Escape. Meanwhile, Judge Joe going against Gilgamesh 1. If you do 2,500 damage here, you can kill him and get the good experience. So not bad, except for that one character who was down. And there's where the bracelet is. So that is the into X-Death Castle between the 2 of our runners. No one has full access yet.
So I don't know if you noticed. So when he first started the fight, Ferris got hit, and Lena didn't have enough, she didn't have enough for Meteo, so he had to reset. He
But that's
cast
what Time
reset.
Mage can do for you. Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
good spell. That fight didn't start the way I wanted. Let's just try again. Really
Yeah, I mean, it works for
handy
Omni.
little spell. Yep. It's almost like cheating, but that's the cool thing about Time Mage is it's built into the game. Cool spells, utility like that. I have not really been looking carefully at what loot Seawolf is getting because there's a lot to see. But I bet this one here is another monster in a box fight, and those have even higher loot than regular. So it's probably going to be something good, right, coming up here.
Yeah, it's our second or third monster in the box already. Like the first chest in the Karnak Escape had one.
Had Ragnarok, our restreamer is saying, which is a very strong sword. If we have like something like the equip swords ability, that's really nice for the dancer.
And I actually think we saw Knight, so at even worse minimum, we can still wield it if we wanted.
Yeah, I do remember seeing Knight if any of the racers picked it up. Just got a double lance. That's an okay pickup, but not that great from a monster in a box.
Yeah, so if you're wondering why he's looting so many boxes, the boxes in here are a little bit more tiered. And then there's 4 monster in a boxes in the Escape, and all those are tiered even higher than the regular chests in here.
Ooh,
But
a ribbon for Joe. That's nice on the dancer, but that was Big Bridge, and it didn't have a boss that we needed or anything. Ooh,
Murasame. Oh, is it Mathamine? Okay.
I believe so, yeah. Really nice, although we have Time Mage already. Break Spell magic is quite handy if we have Magic Sword 4 or higher to use it.
Yeah, and we got an Artie bow if we had a ranger that was able to use that. It's good against beasts. Hey, we got another square per Burros.
Okay, this is at the Karnak Escape. We need some sort of AoE to take this down quickly and easily. We don't need a lot of... he's looking for a rod to break. That'll do it. These don't have hardly any HP, so the rod breaking will take care of all of them at once, rather than letting them revive each other, which would be a real pain in the butt.
Yeah, so if you get to the point where they revive each other, you have to run each of them out of magic, and it gets kind of annoying quick.
Yeah, and luckily this was on the board too, so Poroboros in the third row, and gives a third tablet from the Karnak Escape, so that's 3 tablets already.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of world open to him, because I'm guessing he's gonna get to the Ball Castle check and get his bracelet eventually.
Yes, that is sort of like the first check that people tend to do when they go to World 2.
Ooh,
Meanwhile,
Bahamut.
Joe is at the top of Barrier Tower, 20,000 hit points here.
So if he can take down Bahamut, that's the other one in column 2.
Oh wow, and we have just about unlocked full access. I assume both racers will get it pretty quickly. Full access to Exdeath's Castle to defeat Exdeath and complete column 2.
Mm-hmm. We're almost full access to the entirety of like Void. This is what we call a jet standard seed.
That hint said, I think it said Walls Tower Path to the Void, and we already know how to get the Walls Tower key.
But that requires the sub key, which was in it requires a sub key, which was in the first check of library.
Yes, which it was a cheeky check that JudgeJoe did. I'm not sure if.
Oh, was it Barrier Tower? It might have been Barrier Tower. Yeah, never mind. It was Barrier Tower. I was thinking it was. It still requires sub key. I was thinking of the World 3 underwater tower.
Yeah, but yeah. So Joe's sort of following that hint line that he got. Now he can do Walls Meteor and Walls Tower, which is good efficiency. What was I gonna say? Oh, our restreamer corrected me. It was Walls Tower has the Elder Branch, so that may or may not be what you wanted to see. Whenever we get the Elder Branch, we start thinking about replacing Galuf with Kara and opening up Fork Tower in the seed, which is sort of like the dreaded check for many people. So that could be interesting.
Yeah, but I guess the good news is we know it's Tablet 2. Like, we know Tablet 2 is somewhere in the chain. So it's the only Path of the Void that we're missing at this point. So we already know Bracelet, we already know Anti-Barrier. Mirage Radar is a nice pickup.
Definitely, that's a really nice pickup. That's big shopping in World 3 once you get there.
Yeah, both people are pulling some kind of incredible things out. It'll be interesting to see if there's any like pure advantage. I would say the pure advantage right now is definitely the sub key pull. Most of the rest of it is on path, things you aren't really going to miss as you're clearing.
Yes, subkey opens up a lot of possibilities for you, and I don't necessarily know if this is if chasing some of the sub stuff is gonna pay off for Joe, but it hasn't really slowed him down. I mean, he beat Bahamut and stuff with these Meteos, so he can do stuff in practically whatever order he wants. It seems to be going just fine.
Well, I think the big thing is we know that the last tablet is locked behind this, so. Yeah, I'm just thinking it's like, I'm also kind of marking off bosses we've seen. We've seen Gilgamesh 1, Ouroboros, Crayclaw. Kind of see how many bricks we have left, because we've already seen a few bosses. They're rushing through pretty fast.
Speaking of bosses, Omni just went down on Seawolf's side, and that is on the bingo board, so nice to get Omni out of the way and pretty early and gets a pyramid page for it.
We got Omni out of the way, nice. We got, so Seawolf's gonna eventually find T-Rex. That's gonna give him a lot of go at that bottom row. And like, if you're one of the racers in this situation, you're looking at this bingo board, and both of them can see what each other's marking. So they can see that like they're on two completely different routes. They both film Marogene, but beyond that, they've been on two completely different routes.
Seawolf going to the top of the library here, which to me means that he wants to learn level 5 Doom. That's the only reason I would think that you would go here. I don't think he has the blue ability, so this is just a little side thing that might pay off for him later. Meanwhile, Freddy taking on Leviathan, which we saw Seawolf defeat earlier. Seawolf getting back attacked. What you really don't want here is the multiple pages where you have to fight every page in the book. Okay, Steam E for Joe. That's like oh wow, 3 people down. Okay, we really don't want to have to fight every page in the book, which is the rare encounter. The normal encounter will end when this enemy dies. Hopefully that will be what happens here. You don't want back attack and every page, and that's victory and level 5 death learned for Seawolf.
And yes, as Freddy mentioned, Joe is the one racing, but we do want to thank Freddy for putting on the stream for us. And we want to thank Final Fantasy Randomizer for not only hosting us, but they're also been champs that they're hosting our bingo boards for this. They have their own bingo website, which has actually been really great. They've been super easy to work with, and I want to give big props to them in case this is our final race.
Absolutely. Especially Romstein, the Restream hero, who has made many of the Restreams happen at ridiculous times of the night for him, staying up in the middle of the night. And the first match of the finals, he did that Restream solo. So Thanks again to him, and my apologies for calling one of these racers Freddy at some point.
And we're seeing a lot of just cross checks right here. We are going to get Twintania from Joe in this sequence. He's about to hit Joe. We just got Bracelet, so we're going to get X-Death. We're going to get all of X-Death's castle right here. Without
why
the
not?
key. So our little bit of a fear is starting to come true.
Yeah, well, I'm always happy to see divergence in a race. In this case, the racers had their own plans probably going in, and it looks like they're sticking to them. Joe likes to make sort of a play that he thinks that his opponent won't make. Oh, nice brake blade activated over there for Seawolf. And so, yeah, I'm just enjoying the variety that we get to see here, and then racers will eventually probably be crisscrossing over each other's previous paths.
That was a nice meteor. None of them hit Golem.
Very nice. We would actually like that golem for our own use, perhaps once we get summon 3 or something like that. All right, Joe is doing the Karnak escape, which we saw Seawolf do earlier. It looks like he is skipping at least some, if not all, of the loot. And that'll save him some time. He's going to miss out on the Masamune, and what was the other thing that was so good that we saw in Ragnarok? Also, Break Sword might have been in...
Break Sword magic was just in a regular chest, not even a monster in a box.
Yeah, so that could be a factor if we got a really difficult enemy like that we want to that we can instant kill with Break Sword rather than planking it down with lots of HP somewhere.
And we did save Golem, in fact.
Very nice. He could come in handy. This is a squishy team at the moment, so we do need that protection if we can actually use it at some point.
So I was wondering what happened with his break sword magic. He had on a throwing item instead of a sword.
Oh, that's funny. So, yeah, it only enchants swords and knives. And there's even a couple swords that you can't enchant. A little bit weird ones. X magic is kind of interesting with Time Mage Meteo.
And gold hairpin. I mean, you got a pretty brutal spellcaster that way. Again, it's not the fastest because the animation for Meteo is not quick, but it's not the slowest thing in the world. It's a couple of seconds per cast versus something like a fire spell, but slower than like instant death.
Yeah, and it's not an elemental, so you're not taking advantage of any particular element, but you are able to hit anything with it, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess the only negative is things that have multiple parts, especially phantom parts.
Yeah, absolutely. Something like this here, the Guardians, you're probably not going to hit all 4 of them with your 4 Meteor Rocks, so you're going to have to cast it twice, and there's only 2,000 hit points here, so that's not super fast, but it's not super slow either. It's getting the job done. Seawolf in the roulette room was just a hair off on his timing and now has to fight this little imp. It feels like, you know, I don't want to waste Meteo on this guy, but we do have to kill him to move on.
Oh, he has an assassin dagger? I didn't even see him pick it up.
I saw a mute knife.
Oh, is that what that was?
Proc.
That might have been mute knife.
Yeah.
I saw the X's flash and I thought it was a doom effect.
Yeah, it was the Japanese characters that mean mute, I guess, printed large on screen is what they do with that one. And Omni going down for Joe is matching that bingo tile.
Yeah, so there's nothing really other than Golem that Seawolf has up on Joe at this point, and Joe still has 3 bosses up on Wolf. The thing is that the one Wolf has up is kind of free. It's in the basement at Excess Castle, and you have to do Excess Castle.
Yeah, Joe will find that one. Joe has been a little bit lucky in terms of finding the bosses so far, but Seawolf does have, I wouldn't call it necessarily a lead, but he is going to probably have access to World 3 sooner, and that might be advantageous. Oh, by the way, Minnow in Excess Castle is not fun because he blocks all your magic. This might be a skip. Yeah, quick reset and a
on
one
the board,
to maybe
though.
come back for later. Yeah, he's on the board, but how are you going to beat him with this team? I don't think we have the tools. We got to look for tools and maybe come back later.
Man, it kind of feels bad. Now the good news is he has Mirage Radar, right? So he's gonna get to World 3, and that's gonna open up quite a bit of like shop checks. So we might get something like throw Assassin Dagger in just instantly if we wanted to come back and fight him. Now taking this fight's kind of interesting. You don't know if it has anything. You already may come back to it. I guess we're gonna insta kill it. That makes sense. But I mean, if you didn't insta kill it, this even might have been a reset because it's not even on the board.
Yeah, Ramu is nice to all the bosses here in Excess Castle are nice to kill quickly if you can. That is your dark matter that you might have wanted for a tougher boss, but well, maybe we'll get dark matter, more dark matter as we go. Oh, Moogle suit. That's actually quite good. That might have something strong that we need. Seawolf might be able to reconfigure to beat Minnow, but I just don't think he's got any physical power really. Even the dancer, we don't have a sword dance item or anything, you know. So we need just something. So yeah, he's gonna skip it, take on the boss, which you know, Castle X Death, which is also on the bingo board, and then hope that. Well, keep Minnow in mind in case he needs it to complete a bingo line later.
The problem with Minnow's blocking what, 4 lines? It's blocking 1 row, 1 column, 1 diagonal. It's blocking 3 then.
Yeah, it's on that diagonal line, so it's 3, and that's more than some other tiles. That could be important. If Joe goes to the castle, I do think he'll probably try and beat Minnow, so that could be an advantage for him. Seawolf going in later isn't going to cost him too much time, but when you're going against Joe, you don't want to be losing any time at all if you can help it. So that's a little unfortunate, but little wake-up call in terms of saying your team is not balanced at this point. It can't handle every boss. You need to be on the lookout for a way to do good physical damage.
Well, I know we saw JudgeJoe go back into Kuza. He picked up the Holy Lance. He has a Quip Spear. So I think he has the Dancer with Holy Lance right now. And a tiara.
Yeah, he's thinking about using that for Castle X Death. You can't actually. It'd be funny if he tries it on Minnow because Minnow absorbs Holy. I think, if I'm right. Yeah, he absorbs Holy because he casts Holy. So you actually can't use that particular setup on him. We'll have to see if he remembers that. Meanwhile, Seawolf fighting X-Death, nothing but Meteos here, I imagine. Galuf goes down, but it doesn't matter. As long as you win this fight, you don't get any reward or anything for it. You just unlock World 3 once you get victory.
And yes, there was a question in chat, and Freddie did tried to answer it. But yes, they can see each other doing stuff on the board. So, Seawolf, when the Golem fight goes down, Seawolf's gonna know that Joe is in the castle, and Joe knows that Seawolf has left the castle because he just barked X death.
Yeah, and by the way, that is not quite a bingo for anybody yet, but Joe will have the bingo once he clears the castle. Between our two racers, we have a bingo, but that doesn't count. We have to get individual racer bingos. Oh yeah, Moogle Village is going to have some good loot for Seawolf. He's probably hoping for something really strong for his dancer, or just a strong weapon that he can actually equip somehow, or taking on that minnow. Oh, another Dark Matter's nice. There's red shoes, summon 4, so you can use the golem. And I missed, I think, one of those things. There was a hardened dagger, which was okay. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be
3 and a
that.
dragon whip. It was mediocre.
There was some decent stuff, but not great.
You want to know what most of that was? That was money for Mirage.
Right, we should be shopping there pretty soon. Let's see. Mirage Raider is not lit on Joe's side, so it looks like Seawolf has that shopping advantage when he decides to go there.
I think that was I don't actually remember where that was. That was at the end of Wonka Ruins.
I wrote them down. It was at the catapult where we got the Mirage Radar. Mm-hmm. So I guess Joe just didn't go there yet.
Yeah, I think Joe got anti-barrier and just beelined it straight for Excess Castle.
Probably so. So the waterway fight here is Carbuncle, who's probably going to kill somebody. But we can Meteo him down if we want to, or we can try and do something fancy. Here's some Meteo. Only have to do 5,000 damage. He's got high magic defense, but I think we got him. Nope, one more.
Yeah, that 266 roll did not help our cause.
That's for sure. I don't see Carbuncle on the board.
He is not. Sadly, like I said, we're marking off a lot of bosses that aren't on the board. The Mystic Night Crystal for a reward for that. We've seen Minnow, but we... Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying I like Mystic Knight. I don't think we have a good weapon for it, but here's the minnow fight for Joe. His dancer goes down. He's going to need to get the reset out, so he's going to try and maybe reconfigure to take this fight, or maybe he realizes that at this point, because Minnow's on the board but not marked, that Seawolf skipped it. Oh, yeah. Looks like he is setting up image ability so that he can dance with the Dragoon Spear. What he doesn't have on him yet is a dance item. Oh, there it is, Tiara. Okay, so Ferris will be able to fight Minnow very nicely with that configuration. The rest of the people are going to be standing there watching, maybe mixing some levels onto Ferris if we have found the materials to do so.
I want to say we haven't found the, my brain's blanking on me.
I have not seen the Revivify.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. The Revivify Holy Water, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's what it is in both cases. Revivify in this version of the game, Holy Water, and more modern versions. But yeah, I haven't really seen the racers find
No, he has it. Revivify and antidotes.
Oh, cool. Excellent. A good stack of all of them. When there's shopping happening really early, it's super fast and difficult to follow, so I did not notice that.
Well, your main mixers.
With image. Yeah, multiple people with image means that Minnow can't hit them, and the only thing he'll really be doing is his death cast of Holy, which will kill somebody. But other than that, we're doing good here. These are 6,000 damage sword dances.
It's gonna be a big deal if he manages down Minnow.
Lonka Meteor Path to the Void was a hint that Seawolf got here in Mirage, and that gave us the Pyramid page, so that's kind of interesting. He might go to Pyramid at some point if he wants to potentially, open up the Void.
Does that mean Walt's Tower Path to the Void was a mistake?
Walt's Tower is Elder Branch. I misspoke on that one.
Okay, it wasn't Path to the Void.
It was a different hint, and that was my bad. It flashed so fast, I thought I misread it.
So back of the weapon shop had Equip Sword and Double Grip.
Nice.
So if he wants to take down Minnow, he can now Ragnarok dance.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
With maybe Double Grip.
Yeah, the configuration. Oh, nice dark matter. I saw that before, but I forgot about it. It's hard to set that up though, because if you put Equip Sword on your Dancer, then you don't have any skill slots left. So you need the Dancer equipment. Otherwise, you gotta try and dance with a job that can't wear the Dancer equipment, and so you're reducing your frequency of sword dance. Seawolf done shopping at Mirage. Unfortunately, I didn't see all the goodies that he bought, but we'll probably see them on display in his fights very shortly. And he's about to go into that Pyramid because the hint told him this is good. Pyramid is a little bit slow, but I'm thinking maybe we'll have to see what happens. Is he going to just run through real quick, or is he going to try and loot the Pyramid? Darn it, our restreamer asked us, what was the reward for defeating Minnow? You know what? I wasn't looking. I missed it.
Yeah, I looked up and back down and missed the most of Mirage too. That was a harrowing fight with Minnow, and then yeah.
Well, we will find out one way or another, probably fairly soon. Odin with a true edge did not quite kill Seawolf's team, and so Odin is down. See if he's on the board here. I don't think so. No.
He's another one on the list.
We're in the Pyramid.
So interesting enough, we saw Death Potion used to kill Ramu on Seawolf's side. We're having a lot of quarters in the Meteo on Joe's side. He quartered him 3 or 4 times, and now he's casting Meteo.
Quarter is a great spell. The Death Potion would definitely be faster, but Joe might be saving it for a tougher boss, and I can get behind that. I mean, Necro is out there, and he's got 4 things that it's nice to use Death Potions on, so... Okay, so Seawolf is doing at least a little bit of looting of the Pyramid here, fighting this Arceosaur. This thing has a lot of hit points, so it does take a little while if you're full clearing the Pyramid. But he might still be looking for some power to go back and take on Minnow with afterwards.
Well, if he also has Image, I don't think you're scared with the Ragnarok dance. Ooh, running shoes.
Got a pair of running shoes in the Pyramid, so that looting and that boss, that chest fight paid off. Stick that on your Time Mage or whoever you want who's a big damage dealer. I don't think we have Haste 2 to make the rest of the team fast right away at the start of every fight, but it could be anywhere. Not anywhere, but it could be in this seed, just inside one of these other chests or something. Who knows?
So, does anybody like quad 9s? Because if Ferrets hits a sword dance with Holy Lance...
I hope that we get to see that. That'll be great. Double casting Meteo with X Magic is also a lot of damage added up. 8 Space Rock hits.
I'm wondering if Seawolf never found Revivify, because he's not He's taking the statue fight way slower than you would think if he had him.
How about using a soft potion? If you have any of those, you can instant kill a statue with that. These meteos it's been a little bit unlucky on the distribution of where the hits have fallen. Also, these statues have like 3,300 hit points each, so even with meteo, you're not always taking them out. But speaking of being taken out, there goes Xdeath down on Joe's side.
And that is our first bingo line.
Seawolf needs to heal up with a cabin or something here, and then go back into the room to finish his looting. He also poisoned himself by stepping on the spikes, so plenty of stuff to fix there.
Yeah, now if you're in Seawolf spot, what do you think when you see your opponent just hit their first line?
You're wondering, well, you know that he's on your tail. You're also wondering where those two bingo tiles are that he got that you did not get. Let me see. So they both... Oh, Seawolf still doesn't have the sub key, so I don't think he's got much of a chance at getting those anytime soon. But Mirage Vest and Maneater now. Those are some nice dancer items. Probably going to change Ferris to a dancer, perhaps. Nope. The Mimic cannot hold the Maneater, but Ragnarok is actually better, so... Just a Mirage Vest. Putting that on is real nice.
So, Joe is doing something that most people probably wouldn't do. You were correct. It is a bingo square, and it is a very good bingo square for him because it is center square.
Wow, center square down here. This is like almost 48,000 hit points. There is no quick and easy way to win this fight, but Joe has some pretty good damage. He just has to keep an eye out. You know, Lena is down, so there won't be any comets coming while she's down. But I'm not sure if we'll be able to finish off this boss by the time she gets sucked in. We'll see. This X fight for Seawolf picked up in the pyramid. That's interesting.
This is interesting because when Joe finishes this and marks that Atmos square as Seawolf, you have to be terrified. Because you have to wonder what you missed, that the first thing that Joe did upon beating Xdeath was beat Atmos.
Yeah, and if I was Seawolf, I would probably think that it was Tool Pass, because that's the usual first thing you do in World 3, but neither of our racers have done that, so I expect Seawolf to go there next, and we'll have to see what appears there, but we know it's not going to be Atmos, so he'll have to think about that even more afterwards.
It's definitely interesting, but given the way things have lined up, I definitely am saying the edge is probably on Joe closing out 2-0 if things continue.
Yep, he's got some nice bingo advantages here. He's got one full line, and he's got one line that is just one boss away.
Two
but this
lines.
is 5-line bingo. Yeah, sorry, 2 lines. But this is 5-line boss bingo. So even if he gets 3 lines, it's not over yet. He's got to get those last 2, and sometimes it can be very unlucky, and the bingo board can make you clear just about every boss in the game. There's the Elder Branch at the bottom of Walls Tower.
And then Here You Call was a pyramid page.
Interesting.
So our Here You Call is going to lead us to Tablet 2.
Right, we know that that's Path to the Void through the pyramid. So Seawolf is doing that immediately. He will think about, or hopefully think about what Joe is doing in terms of what bosses he has found after he gets his last tablet, I guess is sort of his plan. Now that means he can go into the void and full clear the void sooner than Joe, if he so desires. And Joe might fade the pyramid for a while. We'll have to see about that. So that might be a chance for Seawolf to catch up, but it's going to be rough at this point.
Yeah, so interesting thing, the first thing in the forest was throw.
Oh, nice. Always nice to get that ability, have that available. Throw never misses, so that's quite nice to have. It can be, well, it's cheap if you can find where to buy scrolls and do magic damage. It's expensive if you're throwing physical things.
Ooh, haste 2 is
in the
also...
forest. Wow, that's big for Joe. Can speed up the entire team. And we know that Seawolf is the one with the running shoes, but that kind of equalizes things in a lot of ways, that each racer has the sort of big speed option.
So, Catastrophe is a square.
Oh, good find. Let's see.
This is on the Here You Call spot.
Yep. And it's on that diagonal too, actually. A column 4, row 4, and the diagonal. So pretty good find there.
And we have an antlion, which is not on the board.
Oh gosh, the fleet gave the adamantite, so I assume Seawolf is just going to keep chasing that and go to World 1. And there's 2 checks at the Flying Locker ruins, which is what the adamantite opens up.
Yeah, he could also start clearing up his World 1, which would be kind of good for him if he does. He's gotten some levels, he's stronger. It's a good chance to do it if you want to do it. I mean, you can put it off till later, but it could just be he's trying to chase the void down, and that's fine too. Gargoyles is also on the board. It's column 3, row 4. Just
Very
south
nice.
of the little square.
Yep, that's going to be nice for Seawolf to see. Gargoyles are not the greatest necessarily fight for using meteor, so you do see him using some even damage AoE stuff. I think you could probably do a little bit of meteor in there as well. Just make sure that you've got your next character queued up so that they can cast it again if needed, if one of them dies, because you do need to basically take out the gargoyles roughly at about the same time, or else they'll revive each other with full health.
Looks like we're just gonna summon Titan.
Oh, well, that'll get the job done eventually. The 12,500 hit points, but it is split between the 2 of them, so that'd be 6,250 each. Won't be too long before they go down.
Well, he did throw a jitterbug on one of them. Sadly, he did not get a sword dance. He's not having the same sword dance luck that Joe is having. Tiara confirmed better than red shoes.
Joe gets Kara, clears the Moor Forest, but there was no key item there.
A partisan, which feels bad.
Yeah, that's not even a very nice reward, and it's also not a boss that was on the board, so bit of a womp there for Joe. There's plenty of womps, though, in this bingo setting with there being just about 50 bosses and only 25 bingo squares. You're just powering through, and I have to say, like, if you're the faster player, if you're just getting your boss kills more quickly, that alone is a big advantage, even if you don't have a great plan about where to go.
Yeah, I like how they have a lot of the same checks, and it's that one diagonal that's like all Joe.
Yeah. So Seawolf did get the last tablet. He's continuing in Lanka because why not? There's a boss check at the back. He's just going to run through as quick as he can. And this is a situation where if he wants to, he can start noping out of boss fights because he does have the void available to him if he wants. There are still plenty of key items that he doesn't have though, so I don't know if he would necessarily nope out of every boss fight that's not on the board, but maybe if it's a difficult one that's not on the board, he might just say, nah. Okay, Joe just got those hints about going to the pyramid, especially, would be the important one. Let's see, he does have the pyramid page, so I expect that he might chase that. Probably would chase it, and I also expect that Joe would not loot the pyramid at all. I think he feels that is too slow. And so he would miss out on... He would. Oh, and look, is that on the board? Yes, it is. Okay, nice find. Seawolf at Lonka here is looking good. You can X-zone this boss for an instant kill. Meteo does a lot of damage, and there's not a whole lot of HP here, so one more, and that'll do it. Joe getting the Black Chocobo might actually go to North Mountain, even though mountains are barren. Doing a 40,000 hit point boss check is a little bit surprising to me that he's doing this.
Yeah, but knowing it's barren, you get to do the check, and if it's nothing, you just nope out.
Yeah, you know what? Our tracker letting us know that neither has done the North Mountain World 1 check. This is a 2-for-1.
Okay.
And so there is some efficiency there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, Seawolf into the void already. Wow. I didn't expect him to go here quite so early. I thought he would clean up some of his quick World 1 stuff, but no, he's void rushing. I think he is a little panicked about Joe's bingo lines or something.
Being, this is what, like so 4 or 5 bosses?
Yeah, even more actually. If you clear the whole void, I think it's like 7.
Let's see, you got Ned, you got the last save point, which we normally don't fight. You have the 2 inside the castle. You have the one in the forest here, the one after Omega.
I actually think it's 8.
No, it's 3 in the castle.
Count the
it's
final fight. Timmy for Joe must have. How did he get him down so low so quick? I missed it.
It was Magisa. It was the Magisa fight.
Oh, of course.
So it had like 600 health or whatever it is.
That explains it, yep. But I don't think there was any reward for that yet.
It's his second bingo line.
Oh, well, there you go. Timmy was on the board. That's always good.
Timmy's column 5, row 3. So row 3 bingo and a column 2 bingo so far for Joe.
Okay, Bahamas has a triplet. Ooh, do we have
I would reset out of this. We know it's barren. It's not on the board. Yeah, you just reset and leave.
Yeah, that's a smart play. We know the hint says that it's barren, so you're not going to get a key item here. The triplets are killable with the right stuff, but I don't think that Joe had the right stuff equipped. He might not even have it in his inventory, so it was a really smart nope out of that fight. And he's going to Pyramid.
Blizzard confirming for us that it's 8 bosses.
Yeah, 8 bosses in the void. That is the Seawolf's play here. It looks like he's reconfiguring his team for the upcoming Void Forest fight. While Joe goes to the Pyramid, and we will see if he actually does any looting or not.
Yeah, pretty much what he's reconfiguring is this forest fight is kind of it's the long check, as I would call it in here, because you run into the void, you have no real safety net up until you beat this first boss, and then you've got staggered save points. So this first boss is the one that's the trek to get to it. If you fail it, it sucks walking back in.
You don't want to lose
that fight.
This fight. Yeah, a big time loss if you lose here. So you just want to be sure that you can cover every scenario.
Which we've already seen Minnow, we've already seen Omni, so like worst things we can see here, something like Shoat or Necro. Necro wouldn't be great.
Necro not great. We're going to Gill Toss here. Based on our level, I don't think it's going to do all that much damage. 300 is real bad. You can Meteo and hope that it doesn't hit Necro himself because he's immune to damage, so those barriers are gone. Shouldn't be too tough, but it's a little bit random. Not what you were hoping for in terms of like a nice, quick, and easy boss kill here. This is going to take a little while.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm happy with here is the fact that we rolled back Necro a little bit on one of the last updates. Necro used to like get first turn almost guaranteed. And in a spot like this, it could just be a complete wipe to your party because they're bouncing like level 3 spells or what nonsense back at you. And since we've slowed them down a little bit, you're more likely to be able to kill off a couple of them.
Something funny that just happened on Seawolf's side there is the barriers tried to target one that just got killed and ended up hitting Necro with Flare instead of bouncing off the other barrier. So Seawolf saved himself a little damage taken there and is about ready to start fighting Necro himself after the little speech. Meanwhile, Joe did defeat Califister at the top of the pyramid and is going to get another key item, the Hear You Call, to chase to get the last tablet. Well, more Meteos. They're mostly working on Necro. He does have some pretty high magic defense, so with a low roll, you can get that 14 damage there, and Giltoss still not working out well for Seawolf. This is just not the boss to use it on. Later in the Void, though, it's nice that he's got Samurai with Giltoss available as an option.
Like, this is very scary in Seawolf's spot because Fiery is pretty right about one thing. Almost every row has red, and you know that you're ahead into the Void more than likely with the fact that Joe is behind you going into World 3.
Yeah, Joe has a lot of tiles that Seawolf does not have, and Seawolf has to know that those tiles are not in the Void. So it is a little bit odd that Seawolf is making this Void play. If I were him, I would probably just clean up stuff that I didn't do in World 1, maybe even some of the World 2 stuff. There is such a thing as dive in the Void too early in a seed like this. Like, it's great, yeah, that he got the tablets and he followed the hints and was leading in that way, but it's not necessarily the time to go to the Void.
That
even
fight
if
got
it pays
scary.
off big, he's going to have to go back. And the early game fights are a heck of a lot easier than the Void fights.
That got really scary, and he managed to pull it out, so good job on that. Again, losing that fight would have been horrendously bad.
Yep. Really happy to see him win. It's not on the bingo board, but you have some peace of mind that Necro is not going to be a problem ever again.
So, Joe's about to get Catastrophe. He doesn't have Liquid Flame yet. He doesn't have Gargoyles yet, but he's on the path to them. Those are both the ones on the Adamantium, which is after this. Joe's close. Like, Joe's real close.
Oh, this is on the board. Wing Raptor in the lower right-hand corner of the bingo board is in the Void. Small advantage there for Seawolf because Joe might... Let's see. Joe actually doesn't have... Well, yeah, he might end up needing this for the 5-line bingo. We'll have to see, but... little bit of an advantage there for Seawolf. I don't think it's enough, but it's something.
No. I don't think it's enough because I think the thing that's going to pull this out is Atmos. The sub-key pull into Atmos being the middle square, like Atmos blocks 4 lines. He blocks double diagonal, a row, and a column. I mean, that's a nasty block.
Yeah, that's huge, getting the center square and actually making good use of it, as Joe has been able to do so far. And now Joe has the adamantite and is going to keep chasing it. Catastrophe. Joe knows that Seawolf has done this and is going to continue along the same path that he knows that Seawolf took to getting the last tablet, and may even follow him into the void as well. That'll be interesting. Would Joe go into the void, or would you think that he would do some more checks first?
Depends on how he wants to play this. He's obviously ahead. He knows he's following Wolf because he's clearing fights that Wolf has cleared. So he knows Wolf rushed tablet, probably rushed void. So he's gonna probably assume Ring Raptor's in the void at this point. Doesn't know where, doesn't know how bad the fights were. Could be, third, fourth fight in. Could be first, second fight. No clue. I don't know. If you feel ahead, which Joe definitely should, I almost like just following your opponent a little bit, especially if they're knocking squares out, because at that point you're grabbing squares. Him grabbing the other corner square means that Galora and Hiryu just pretty much sealed us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll have to see. Joe will take a look at the bingo board after he finishes clearing Lanka. He's going to get Liquid Flame, and then he's going to see, well, there's only one tile on this board that I don't have. It's Wing Raptor, and Seawolf is got that in the void. So yeah, it would be sort of, smart play to follow him, just because you know that he can't really catch up to you by doing what he's doing, but you can catch up to him in that way.
Mm-hmm. Like that's what I would do in Joe's situation. I would follow. If I'm assuming he went to the void, I would follow, because especially if I see him mark off the second check. If I see him mark off he marked off Wing Raptor, and he's about to mark off a Panda if he wins this fight.
Yeah, if you see a Panda there, then you're like, oh yeah, I'm definitely following, because that's two tiles in the void that you can catch up on pretty quick.
And they almost give you a bingo line, both of them.
Yeah, it sets Joe up for multiple bingos in multiple places, basically. A nice X-Zone kill on the Liquid Flame. I like to see that.
Yep, he gets it for it. We got it, but I mean, a Panda's not fun. And he's like a spot or two later than he's supposed to be.
What I like to do is berserk a Panda if you can, and put Golem up, and then he doesn't do any counters that way. I'm not sure if we have the ability to actually berserk him though with this party. No power staff, no berserk spell, but you can mix berserk, which is turtle shell plus revivify, I think, which is maybe a possibility.
I don't know how close we are to killing him. The 2000 rolls are going to help. We got him. All right.
Okay, very nice.
And we went straight to Fork Tower on Joe's side, by the way.
Well, Joe is fearless. He likes to do unconventional stuff. And as long as he gets through Fork Tower quickly, it is two pretty quick checks. You just don't want to lose, because then you lose time.
Joe plays like me.
Well, explain then how you play.
Well, this is the way I play. If I don't care what the check is, and I'm actually one of the people who is not scared of Fork Tower. I will push Fork Tower all day long. I like that it has 4 or 5 quick, really nice chest checks into 2 bosses that can be easy. Given what we've seen, I mean, Shote not being Saul is a little bit concerning, but Stalker. That's about it. This is a really easy fight over here in the void.
Yeah, this is a free one for Seawolf. Oh, look at that. Chicken Knife was in the Fork Tower for Joe. That's pretty nice on a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken dancing is pretty darn strong. The X-Zone missing is not cool on Sergeant. Chances of that are pretty low.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be because of levels and magic resistance via level.
Yeah,
I'm
and
assuming.
X-Zone's bad hit rate too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's still not high. It's double. But I mean, given how late in the game this is, like we talk about like bosses like Odin, right? Odin in his normal spot has like 80% magic resist. You put him in the void, it's like 100, 110. You just don't hit
Yeah,
him.
it just blows right by 100% magic evade, making it impossible to instant kill him with anything except Break Blade. So, but we are getting oh wow, missing on quarter too. You're right. That magic evade is
Here
being a
you
little bit of
plant.
a problem.
Here you plant is Fork Tower. Judge Joe is about to get the other corner.
Wow,
If he finds
wow, that is a
Galora,
bingo.
this is almost over.
This red diagonal bingo is all Joe, and here it is, completing it by. Well, he's got to defeat the flowers, but basically he's going to have a a diagonal bingo that Seawolf does not have any single square. You don't see it too often, that sort of scenario.
And this should terrify Seawolf. Seawolf should just be scared at this point. I know I would be. I would be like feeling like I need to pull a rabbit out of a hat in order to have a shot.
It's the shrine page if he cares to go there, and out of the first half of Fork Tower. Now Joe does need to beat the second half to make this legit, and it is Stalker.
Okay, here's you want to know. He knows Wing Raptor's in the void, and he knows Wing Raptor's fairly early in the void.
Yeah,
all he has
Stalker,
to do is beat Stalker. Stalker gives him the column 4 bingo. He has column 4 bingo, column 2 bingo, column diagonal, and then he also has row 3. And if he goes into the void and beats Ring Raptor, that's bingo 5.
Yep, that would be the win for Joe. Stalker being a potential big problem, but look, Joe does have the sleep spell. You can put Stalkers to sleep and then magic them down, and they will not do anything. It might take a little while, but look at Seawolf. He's got to just sit there and wait for Go-Go. So, oh, even using the X magic to sleep multiple Stalkers at once. Smart move there. What do we have for damage? You can Meteo them, I guess.
We have Meteo.
Yeah, it's just going to take a little while, but it's doable. They're all technically I think they're depending on whether he did any damage early, which I don't think he did. They should all be considered real targets. Mm-hmm. So whichever one dies first, then you can just tap the other ones and the boss will die. Yeah, our tracker Freddy saying that mana might be an issue. You do get an elixir drop always from Here You Plant, so it would be a smart time to use it if you run out of MP, just so you can keep casting Meteo there, and also use Mimic, right? We've got the Mimic job. Let's Mimic Meteo for no MP.
Not just mimicked Meteo, mimicked X Magic Meteo.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is
it
very
didn't
efficient.
cast the second one. I didn't know it stopped the second one.
I thought it would mimic the X-Men. That's an interaction I didn't realize. I've never done it.
It cast it. It mimicked the cast, but it didn't actually follow through with the actual spell.
Just one time. Yeah, no real, nothing lost really, not other than a little bit of other than the damage. And there he goes using one of his 2 elixirs on Lena, so she will have more MP. Seawolf is fully committed to continuing this void. Unfortunately, Gogo was not on the board, and now we've got some high HP checks coming.
You're hoping that they're insta-killable. I mean, literally, this is over if he decides to go to the void and get Wing Raptor.
Yeah, and I think Joe will go there after this. It's all waiting for him, basically, if he looks at the bingo board, which he probably has been doing while he's just holding the A button and mimicking
Magic
stuff.
Lamp and Assassin's Dagger.
Oh, some pretty nice finds there from
The
Fork
silver
Tower.
was in there too.
Oh yeah, nice. I mean, the tiering for Fork Tower has really
Where are we
incentivizes
going?
you to go there. It's not a lot of checks, but they're good checks.
Shrine page?
Oh, I mean, he has the shrine page. I don't know why he's going for it. Maybe he thinks he's. Can he get a 5
Well, he
lines?
found
Any
Ned's
other?
goblins. He found Ned's goblins. The bad part is that doesn't give him anything because that's locked by Wing Raptor and a Panda that are both void.
True. Yeah, he has 4 lines, so maybe he thought that he could.
I mean, your
Get
quick
something.
line is. I don't even know at this point. You want to find Glura and Shoat or Chimera Brain? I mean, knowing that Wing Raptor is probably in the void, you just really want to rush that.
Yeah, if I was him, I don't know if I would continue Shrine, but he is going to continue it. And I mean, there is a chance that it is.
If
Something.
Seawolf saved in the castle section, he needs to reset here. This is not a bingo tile.
Yeah, Ifrit, you can instant kill with death or petrification, so it makes it extra bad that he's not able or not doing either of those things, because this is a lot of hit points. 65,000 hit points for Ifrit, and even Meteo takes a while to do that much damage. And yeah, it's not on the bingo board, it's not really helping, but what it does is it opens up a warp back to wherever he might want to go, and he could use the save point and check what's at the Ned spot. But at this point, I think Seawolf realizes that he made the wrong play, and he's just kind of playing it out. I mean, he dove the void early. He fully committed to it, and at this point, it's not going to make much difference if he leaves or if he stays.
I think he's just assuming he's done, and he's just waiting for it at this point.
Yeah.
Your opponent has 4 lines. You're sitting at 0 still, I think. Yeah, he doesn't even have a line.
Yep.
And the story of this seed, for anyone who's watching, I know Wef Jebster said something. And we're gonna hit go mode as long as we're gonna hit the W and the tournament if JudgeJoe beats Necro. The story of this whole thing was diving library and getting subkey.
And following it up with early subkey checks as well, like Barrier Tower. Yep.
That was the story of this seed.
And that's what Joe has done in most of the matches that I've seen of his. He finds something and then he pushes it sooner than most people would push it, and it has worked out for him in most of the races. I would say it's worked out well. The last race between these two, if people missed it, check out the VOD online because it was a mean one. There was a lot of struggles happening in game 1 trying to get even a triple bingo, and I will tell you it took a little while, so you'll need some time on your hands. It's definitely going to be, it was longer than what this is going to be. Now Joe does need to get through Necro here. The dance power should be, as long as he actually rolls the sword dances, it should be very good.
The last hit that Seawolf had on Ifrit got him down.
Well, Seawolf is entertaining all of us with some of his near-death victories. I have enjoyed most of his void fights. Have been exciting. I'll give him that.
There's been some tooth and nail fights. Like that one came down to literally the last hit. If that didn't kill, he would have wiped. Any hit from Ifrit would have killed him.
Joe's doing some death potioning of the barriers. If he's thinking ahead, he should save one for Wing Raptor, who is also death potionable, and the end is it would be his victory fight. So, oh, look at this shout! Is that That's fun. Hey, this is on the board, Seawolf. Come on, why not?
That's brutal. So with what 50, 60,000 health and stone counters? Yeah, no, thank you.
I don't think
So,
Seawolf has any of the immunity equipment either. No Aegis Shield, no Ribbon, I don't think, for actually having someone to attack Shoat with. And yeah, it is 65,000 hit points there too, so not the quickest fight.
it is not something I'd want to deal with right now. Well, we're going to Arcavis. We're going to. Oh yeah, you can't mimic it. He's mimicking it. No, don't waste money. You can't mimic it because it's a different form of Arcavis because the first form died. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
that's an FYI. If you're fighting a multi-form boss or a multi-part boss, if you kill toss and the form is changed, it you lose your money still, but the guild toss doesn't go through. It's fun. It's cost me a Ned fight before.
Yeah, that can happen. You have to be extra careful about those form changes. Meanwhile, Joe taking some hits from Necro here, although I think using Image, that helps. Helps dodge these double turns by Necro. Necro also does have a Doom spell that he'll bust out after a while.
The sword dance luck has also been insane for Joe. His sword dance luck has been absolutely insane.
Well, he got good sword dances at the end there, but I'm not sure about earlier in the fight. I don't think it was very lucky at all, actually. But only 17,000 hit points at the Kalos spot, so he only needed like two sword dances, basically, with that chicken knife doing max damage.
Alright, all he has to do is go fight the Apanda spot, and we will declare a tournament winner. It's not much of a danger of him losing to Arcavis.
I'm pretty sure Joe did use up his last dark matter against Necro, so he could go for. Does he have Assassin Dagger? No, that's Seawolf that has Assassin Dagger against Wing Raptor here. It might be a damage kill here, but with sword dancing, it will go down pretty quick.
Yeah, so let's count this just to make sure. Bottom left, top right, row 5, row 3, column 2, and column 4. So with this Ring Raptor kill, we will have a 5-line bingo. So as long as he sees it, he can done after this. We've had an instant where the racer didn't immediately see they had it and didn't finish.
That can happen. I don't think it's going to happen with Joe.
Nah,
He's been
it
on
won't.
top of things the whole game, so he knows why he's here, and he knows even what was waiting for him here.
There it is.
For the most part, and that's a GG.
Yep, he exits the fight. He's hit it. He's hit the dot done, and he hit the dot done at a 130 flat.
Oh, very nice. Nice round number.
So with that, Judge Joe takes a 2-0 victory in a best of 3 and takes the tournament.
That is Joe's first Final Fantasy V Career Day tournament win. He has not been involved in the community all that long, but he has been involved in some finals matches and stuff. This time, he takes the finals win.
Yeah, I believe he's had I believe he's played in 2 of the last tournaments, and I think he's gotten top 4 in both. I'd have to go back and double check.
Yeah, I don't remember either, other than when I faced him in the finals a couple tournaments ago. He was in the finals then. He might have even been in the finals in the last tournament we had. I'm not sure, but he was number 1 seed going into this bingo tournament, and even though this tournament had lots of upsets, nobody upset Joe. He just won every single match, 2 games to none. we will try and get the racers into the booth to talk with us. Just give us a moment to arrange that. I am not in the race room myself, so I'm gonna have to leave it to other people to try and pull them in here.
They are ready and they are in. And GG's. To both of you.
There we go. Good work. Nice work, Joe. Went void diving, and there was nothing in the void besides like the first two bosses. So
nothing else in the void except a panda.
well, Wing Raptor was out first ball. No,
Show was in there.
Show was very yeah. Show was X Death, so have fun with that. But nope.
So Judge Joe, that's a tournament win.
Yeah, it's been a while without doing that. I haven't managed to do that yet, so that's fun.
And that's not even.
You've always been a.
Good.
Sorry, I was just saying you've always been a contender for a while. We knew it was going to happen eventually, and you carried the first seed with pride this time. Didn't lose a game in the entire tournament.
Yeah. I think I feel best about this final performance out of all of mine. Like, a lot of my previous ones, I feel like there's been some major error here or there. Maybe the nerves got to me, maybe I pushed too hard, but I feel real good about how I played this seed. It was fun.
So, big story of the seed was that library push early.
To
get the sub key
item there.
The sub key, which was hiding Bahamut and also Atmos. Atmos and Bahamut were both behind the sub key, by the way, Wolf. That's
gotcha. Yeah, I was gathering. I was trying to ponder what happened next because I know you killed X Death.
And Yeru Plant and Goblin.
Yeah, they're important. That's all important. Yeah, because you killed X Death, and then like 5 minutes later you killed Atmos. So I'm like, either you went to Tool Pass, you went to Val Castle, or you went to somewhere else weird. But
what's a Tool Pass?
Tower.
Or a Val Castle?
I don't know either.
They don't have key items. Why would I go there?
Once you're in there, well, it depends what you have there. Like, I found all 4 tablets, and said, okay, once I have all 4 tablets, I'm going void hopping, because that's 8 quick box checks.
I went to my World 3 once I got there, a little later than you, but I went underwater walls, then I got the Elder Branch, so I knocked out the first part of that. Then I decided instead of Fork, I was going to go and actually shop. Maybe I'll make Fork easier. I don't think it actually did, but that's beside the point. So I then went to check the 2 fights on Mountain, knowing I could easily reset. Timmy's sitting there at North Mountain 1.
Yeah,
but
it would. Yeah, it paid off quite well, and something you don't see too often on a bingo board is one particular line that's only for one player, and Joe got that diagonal here, which is all red, and it really does go back to getting the sub key and doing those sub checks, and it I don't blame you, Seawolf. A lot of people would fade World 1 Library until maybe they got the Ifrit's Fire later or something like that.
Yeah, and I did some hint hopping, and I found no hints for, I saw, Mountains of Barren and Caves of Barren, so I wasn't worried about those too much, other than boss checks. But, yeah, I found Path to Void, and, I looked at the bracelet. I got that in the front door of Bal, by luck. I knew the anti-barriers in 1, so I did 1 check. Honestly, if I didn't find anti-barrier where I did, I probably would have gone to library, because I knew World 1 had anti-barrier somewhere. So, unfortunately, I found it, and then I stopped looking at World 1 stuff.
There was a real fun period where I had all of my sub-key stuff, so I had like my 4 or 5 squares you weren't looking at, and then you went and had all of your chain, and we had like 10 squares unique to us, and that's real fun, especially in just a boss bingo.
once you see like divergence like that in a boss thing, you're like, well, either I'm doing good or they're doing good. I'm not sure who's gonna win this, but someone's did the right path because eventually you meet somewhere in the middle. But yeah, obviously the path I followed was Path of the Void, and you followed that chain with the subkey, which obviously led to lots of bosses. And the Void ended up being a wash, so definitely a better search in that one than the Void.
Good. If Wing Raptor wasn't soon in the Void, I was ready to turn around and check Falls, because that necrophobia did throw me off a little.
Oh, really? Yeah, actually.
It wasn't a hard fight or anything. It was the would the Wing Raptor have been behind this necrophobia? The answer turned out to be yes. But if it was that much deeper.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so bad. If you get to... It's weird. The Void's weird because obviously you have the long walk to the first boss. Once you kill the boss, you're there. You might as well check the second boss. Then you have to decide then, do I want to go past the doorway? Because the jail boss, the apocalypse spot, and the catastrophe spot are kind of there. And then, yeah, it's weird. Like, everyone want to stop. The farther you go in, the worse it is. Now you have to go back. Like, I knew I had to go back to Minotaur. And Minotaur was in the castle because I had all magic team, basically. I'm like, yeah, I can't fight this thing right now. So I took one look at it and said, no,
So here's the other part of the subkey. I did my 25-minute Bahamut fight at Barrier Tower, got the Waltz Tower key. The Waltz Tower key's reward was a Lamia tiara.
Ah, yeah, so your dance was good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I never found any. I found red shoes later on, but after that, I already mastered my dancers. I found red shoes. I had to mimic Equip Ribbon to make the shoes work for my characters because I had no.
Yep.
My best dagger was
then had a third tablet, had Equip Spears, grabbed a Holy Spear, and thankfully got a Dragoon Spear for Mino, but
Yep.
Chicken Knife's in Fork Tower.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, I went to Barrage.
What's your opinion on Fork Tower 2 being stalkers?
It depends what you have. If you're dancing like you were dancing already, you probably chop it down 2 hits. That's not so bad.
I had
you had Sleep Joe, which was really clutch.
Magic time made.
Yeah.
So many Medios.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. But
because I had no way of single target damage.
I mean, as long as you had a way to soak it, like I never found any fire shields or I didn't find any fire rings or fire shields, so I knew if I ran into stalker, I had a problem.
It's not that I had AoE damage either.
Yeah, so it wasn't like Medios.
I just had untargeted. Hey, can you Medios all target the same thing so it dies and I can wake them up?
You had a nice elixir drop from the Hear You plant on the other side of the tower, which allowed you to refill your MP during that fight, which was something you needed.
Yeah, so I'm curious. What is it? Only summons, or is it because of the X magic that I was using MP on the Medios once I mimicked it the one time? Or is it because I just didn't have enough MP that it didn't? Because I thought that if you're mimicking magic spells, that it doesn't use the MP when you mimic it.
Well, we were a little bit mystified by that, but now that I've had a little time to think about it, I actually think there is a bug in the game that causes you to use MP specifically when you're mimicking Medio.
Well, it's just like with Guild Toss, right? Like Guild Toss, you still use money on the mimic. And like I know somebody was Guild Tossing Arcavis, and your Guild Toss was missing because it swapped. You killed the first phase, but you're still burning money.
Yeah,
I was making a comment about that because I've lost Ned to that.
Yeah, I had a lot of money.
Yeah,
but,
in terms of Guild Toss, it's known that mimicking Guild Toss uses money, but mimicking spells does not use MP.
Well, I wonder if it was an X magic.
I wonder if it was X magic then.
Nope.
Yeah, it might be something like that, but I do think I've heard about mimic Medio bug. Yeah.
Maybe because I was miming pretty liberally and never ran an MP with that, so I don't know. Maybe I got lucky.
I do want to make a comment for you, Joe, or not Joe, sorry, Wolf. I wanted to say that second place, but I think this is the farthest you've made it in one of the tournaments.
Oh yeah, usually I get smoked. Usually I get blown up the first round or something else happens.
And
But
you did some smoking on this tournament. I think this is the only round you lost any match.
yeah, it was yeah, me and Joe both went 4-0 to the finals here. But no, it was good. It was a good rush. And again, the community here is now, it's been about 2 years of this running now, so people who play the game have plenty of materials to reference from. You get plenty of experience now, so it's basically it's a very solid crew of players. So anyone getting ahead or winning or losing doesn't surprise me, because just communities we don't hide strategies. We put them out there for everyone to see, and that means everyone has a chance to go for the gusto.
Yeah, Seawolf played really well. Even though you were the 7 seed, you smoked plenty of people, including me, and I was very happy to see that. There was definitely some rooting for the underdog going on, but Joe being number 1 seed was too fast for everyone.
Yep.
We really wanted to see the weapon rando game 3 blackout.
Yeah, we didn't get the no one did the wacky lockout bingo yet, so.
I don't know if we can make that happen as an exhibition or something, but our restreamer Freddy has mentioned that he would be up for like a third place match or something, doing that flag set with Outrageous. I think it would be if he's interested.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun to watch. Like that would be interesting. We put a lot of thought into the flag sets for this tournament. We were actually kind of bouncing them back and forth. We brought a couple of extra people in that played bingo a lot, and we're bouncing ideas back and forth off of everybody. And we tweaked every one of the flag sets just slightly. We wanted to make them, not too long, but not like all jets. Like you look at this seed and you look at it as a standard seed, and this seed would have been jet fire.
Yeah, hour and a half. Yeah. Like, literally, if you were playing beat the game normally, I was in the void in like hour 15. So
you could have got there faster, probably.
Yeah, in the void
could have been faster. If there was, I stopped looting so incredibly early. If there ever was a summon, though, we had chemists, so there was X magic, and there you go, easy, free final fight.
I mean, Samurai was somewhere.
I found Samurai, and I found Samurai. Samurai was in the void somewhere, I think.
Yeah, because you found Samurai, and mimicking or Chemist Samurai would have worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the seed was completely free, like as a standard seed, and it was not bad as the boss seed. I mean, the hour half, you got 5-line bingo. It was a good run. It was good to watch.
Yep.
There was tough bosses on the board, quite a few tough bosses on the board, but you guys found enough power that there weren't too many problems. Minnow being a problem for Seawolf was, I think, the only fight that anybody really reset out of.
I mean,
I can recall.
Again, it's also a matter of my party was medio based heavy. Mm-hmm. Like I was looking for, if I had dancers, if I had weapons for dancers, I'd come back and just murder it when I had a chance. But
yep, I had to go in. I did have to reset to throw up the image ability for Minnow, because I had just set up some X magic or whatever and went, oh, this is not the right setup.
Yep.
Let's try this again.
I know it happens sometimes. But yeah, Minotaur, again, at the time, my best dagger was a mage masher. So yeah, I had no physical ability whatsoever with that party.
Yeah, there was a chicken knife in fork, and so I did eventually pivot to that, but it was just throw 20, 30 levels on one of those spears. Even without it, you're doing 65k in the mid game.
Yeah, Joe found a Dragoon spear was what he used to kill Minnow.
Yeah.
That was from I think that was actually from the Gilgamesh 1 Golem fight.
I found it too, yeah. I found Dragoon spear somewhere, but again, I couldn't use it. I didn't have the equipped spears. So
yep.
A lot of bows. I found a lot of bows and a lot of spears. Couldn't use anything.
GG.
Yeah, spears are a little awkward, but
Yeah, both these were
Thank
solid.
you guys for entertaining us. It was fun to watch as well, for sure.
Yep, all good.
All right. Then, as a start of the closeout, again, we want to thank Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer. They both hosted our bingo boards and hosted pretty much every one of the restreams. They've been great. They've been helping us behind the scenes, schedule the restreams, make sure we get them up on the channels, putting them up on so you can watch them later on YouTube. They're kind of doing a little bit of everything for us, so we really, really appreciate that, especially as a smaller community. If you're interested in Career Day, again, it's a small community. We like to help people. My co-commentator Dry, he is a veritable encyclopedia for this game. You've heard it throughout the night. He knows HP, he knows boss weaknesses, the works. He's the one who helped me when I was first getting into the game. So I mean, he's a great person to learn from. If you get the chance to also learn from Fiery, he knows like death by math and all kinds of stuff. He's a veritable knowledge powerhouse as well. He knows a lot of the little tricks and tidbits to go super fast if that's the style you want. And I want to thank the people behind the scenes who have done a lot of the restreaming. Rom was huge in this tournament. I set out because I was planning on doing a lot of the back end stuff for restreams, and Rom had just sort of said I was handling most of it, and I let him. He is awesome. He was doing it like 2 and 3 in the morning his time. He is over across the seas from us, so please throw him thank yous. He made sure that he made sure that if everyone didn't get restreamed on time, it got backup restreamed.
Yep, that's right. Yep, we had at least one, maybe 2 vodcasts.
So that was a really big deal, and we appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, and thanks to you, Karma. Good to get you on the mic. Good to talk with you. It's been a while. And you're one of the admins. Our restreamer today, Freddie, another admin, I think, and some other people in the chat as well, putting this all together. We like to try and do at least 1 tournament a year, often 2 tournaments a year, and it was time to do more bingo. Thanks for more bingo and for coming up with some fun objectives and such.
Yeah, we take a lot of time, and we do try to do 2 a year. We try to do 1 more normal tournament that is kind of more, I won't say entry focused, but standard focused. So if you're looking for our next tournament, it will probably be something more standard focused. But we also try to do 1 fun tournament. We've done a variety tournament. We've now done a straight bingo tournament. We try to do something that's a little different as our second tournament every year. So we hope to keep doing that. We have settings we can play with. We have a lot of things we haven't even tried yet. I know the weapon rando is one of those big things, and that's why I was hoping to see it in this tournament. But we have things we can play with in the future, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see if Clear adds more stuff for us. That's another thank you we need to give is Clear Tonic for the support he gives. He made the website, made our rando, and like the newest functions he added were things we didn't think we were getting, and we got like our quick swaps and stuff, which are amazing.
Yeah, really nice to have some extra patches added for quality of life stuff in the randomizer. ClearTonic is ready to implement an update. I think he's going to do it like next month after we finish the charity stream this weekend, and if we have any other exhibition things we want to get done, there is an upcoming career day update as well.
All right. And with that, I do want to thank the people who watched today. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Again, if you're interested in joining, I believe we can there's easy links to the main Discord, which will also link over to the tournament Discord. Just whatever you're interested in. We're more than welcome to help you out, or whether it's just learning the game. If you actually want to play in the next tournament, feel free to join. And my last thank you is going to be dry. Always fun. Freddie, thank you for the restream. Joe and Wolf, it was a pleasure watching you guys run. And with that, let you guys close it out. I actually would like to hear Joe and Wolf. Any last thoughts you guys have?
I just want to give a big thanks to everyone who helped restream this tourney. It was a lot of fun being a part of. Was my first foray into the bingo world, and I just had a blast. So I hope everyone enjoyed watching the races and enjoyed watching this race. And yeah, no, thank you everyone. Thank you to all my opponents. It's always fun growing and learning with these races.
Again, thanks again to the organizers, the Restream and tech team. It's always big to, you can race all you want to, but no one's going to show it. You can't watch it, so that's no fun. So you all took care of that for us. And yeah, again, the bingo's nice because you don't have to learn the entire game. Like, you don't, everything in standard mode, you're so focused on killing X death, everything kind of falls in that same line. Bingo's nice because you can just get those nonsense variety things to do, and you're diving for Mr. Cleo, you're looking for this, you're going into the void just to give alt right a soft and go and leave. Like, just the variety is fun, and it does kind of force you to look at the Easter eggs and little quirks in the game too. So it's always nice to explore the whole game as opposed to just get to Kuza, find Samurai, and throw money.
Absolutely. I totally agree on that. And yeah, thank you again, racers, for providing the entertainment, going through the stress of these races so that we can all enjoy watching. I don't have any more to say, Karma, but I think it's time to call it here. Thanks everyone for watching. Keep your eye out on the Final Fantasy Randomizer channel. I believe it's this channel that is doing the charity this weekend with some of myself and Karma and some other people who I forget being involved in a career day multi Final Fantasy race coming up. But yeah, thanks everybody. Keep your eyes open for more career day and hope to see you in the near future. Bye-bye.